A well-dressed black man walks into a luxurious store on a busy afternoon. His tailored suit and polished shoes signal confidence and success. As he steps inside, the bright lights and glass displays filled with expensive merchandise reflect his composed demeanor. He moves gracefully through the aisles, looking at the designer clothes, jewelry, and handbags. It's clear that he's familiar with such high-end environments, but the store's security guards don't seem to care. The white security guards stationed near the entrance take notice of him almost immediately. They exchange glances, their faces hardening with suspicion. Despite the man's calm behavior, they begin to quietly follow him from a distance, their walkie-talkies buzzing with brief updates to one another. The man, unaware of their surveillance, continues his exploration, admiring the fine details of the store's items. Minutes pass, and the man reaches for a sleek leather wallet. His fingers graze the surface as he checks the price tag. This simple action sets off the guards. One of them, the larger and more imposing of the two, approaches the man with a determined stride. He doesn't ask any questions. Instead, he places a firm hand on the man's shoulder, causing him to turn around in surprise. The security guard's voice is sharp and accusatory. "I need you to come with me." The man, visibly confused, glances around, noticing the other shoppers staring at the scene. The store's quiet elegance is suddenly shattered by the loud confrontation. The black man, unsure of what he's being accused of, remains calm but is clearly uncomfortable. He asks what this is about, but the guard doesn't answer directly. Instead, the other guard joins in, standing behind the man as if to block any exit. The situation quickly escalates as the guard loudly accuses the man of attempting to steal the wallet. The accusation hangs in the air like a heavy weight, causing some of the other customers to step back, whispering among themselves. The black man, still trying to remain composed, denies the accusation, but his words are ignored. The guards begin to search him roughly, their actions drawing even more attention. As they dig through his pockets, they find nothing. Yet, they don't stop. The guards act as though they're determined to find something, any proof that will justify their aggression. The man's face flushes with embarrassment, and he can feel the eyes of every shopper in the store on him. His hands tighten into fists, not out of aggression, but out of frustration and helplessness. Shoppers begin to murmur, some taking out their phones to record the incident. Despite the man's protests, the guards continue their invasive search. It's clear to anyone watching that this treatment is unwarranted, but no one steps in to help. The man is eventually forced to leave the store, humiliated, as the guards stand tall, seemingly proud of their actions. As he exits the store, head held high despite the humiliation, a few onlookers exchange knowing glances, their faces a mixture of pity and discomfort. The man's silent dignity contrasts with the harshness of the treatment he just endured. Outside, the man takes a deep breath, his mind racing. He feels the weight of what just happened, not only the humiliation, but the deeper, systemic prejudice behind it. He leaves without a word, but inside, something has shifted. What the guards don't know is that this man will be back, but not as a customer. They will soon discover just how wrong they were in making assumptions based on the color of his skin. The next day, the black man returns to the store, but this time, he's not dressed as a customer. He's accompanied by a small entourage of legal professionals and business associates. His posture is confident, but his expression is firm, focused. As they walk through the glass doors, the same security guards who had humiliated him the day before immediately stiffen. They recognize him, but something about the situation feels different. The man's calm demeanor contrasts with the anxiety that starts to build within the guards. The store manager, a middle-aged man with graying hair, is called over quickly. He approaches with a forced smile, assuming the man is here to file a complaint about the previous day's incident. He opens his mouth to speak, likely preparing a polite apology, but the man raises his hand, stopping him before he can say anything. The manager looks surprised, unsure of what to expect. Without raising his voice, the black man introduces himself. His name carries weight, a name that echoes through the industry but hadn't been recognized by those who judged him before. He reveals that he is, in fact, the new owner of the luxury store chain. The air in the room shifts as his words sink in. The guards, who had been watching from a distance, exchange worried glances. The manager's face pales as he stammers, trying to make sense of what he just heard. The man then calmly explains the events of the previous day. He describes the humiliation, the unfounded accusations, and the rough treatment he endured at the hands of the security guards. Each word he speaks is measured, but the impact of his story is undeniable. The employees of the store stand in silence, some trying to avoid eye contact, while others watch with a mix of shame and disbelief. The man's legal team stands by, listening intently, but not yet intervening. It's clear that the black man is in full control of the situation. The security guards, now realizing the gravity of their mistake, try to defend themselves. One of them speaks up, his voice shaky, claiming that they were just doing their job, that the man had seemed suspicious. But the excuse falls flat. The man turns to the guards, looking them directly in the eyes. He doesn't shout or threaten them. Instead, he simply asks, "And what made me suspicious?" The question hangs in the air, unanswered, as the guards shift uncomfortably, unable to respond. The silence is deafening. The weight of their actions presses down on everyone in the room. The black man doesn't need to say much more. His presence, his story, and the truth of what happened speak louder than any accusations or defenses. The store staff, including the guards, are left speechless, realizing that their preconceived notions and biases had led to a grave mistake. As the black man stands before them, there's a sense that something much larger is happening. This is no longer just about one man being mistreated in a store. It's about challenging the prejudices and assumptions that people carry with them, often without realizing it. The store employees are now faced with the consequences of their actions, and the black man, though calm, makes it clear that change is coming. As the man stands in front of the staff, he gives them one final piercing look before turning to the store manager. With a calm yet authoritative tone, he informs the manager that there will be changes, big changes. He lays out his plans to reshape not only this store, but the entire company. His voice is steady, confident, and every word he speaks carries weight. This is no longer about personal vindication. It's about setting a new standard for how people should be treated. The manager, still reeling from the revelation, listens in stunned silence. The black man's legal team quietly hands over documents outlining his full ownership of the business, confirming that he now has the power to make any decision he deems necessary. The manager, realizing the gravity of the situation, tries to offer an apology, but it feels hollow in the face of what has happened. The man's focus, however, is not on the apology, it's on the future. He announces that there will be an immediate investigation into how customers are treated, particularly those of color. The store's security policies will be overhauled, starting with the termination of the 2 guards involved in his incident. They stand there, faces flushed with embarrassment and fear, as they are escorted out of the store. The reality of their actions has caught up with them, and now they must face the consequences. Next, he shifts his attention to the training of all employees. He emphasizes that no customer should ever be treated the way he was, regardless of their appearance. The man speaks not with anger, but with purpose, making it clear that this store will become a symbol of fairness and respect. His words are deliberate, each one aimed at dismantling the prejudices that had been allowed to fester within the business. As he outlines his vision for the company, the staff begins to realize that this isn't just a momentary change. It's a complete transformation, one that will impact every aspect of how the store operates. The man explains that he will be personally overseeing these changes, ensuring that no one else goes through what he experienced. The staff listens, knowing that they're witnessing the beginning of a new era for the store. Throughout his speech, the black man remains composed. His calm demeanor contrasts sharply with the tension that hangs in the air, but there's no mistaking the authority in his voice. This is his store now, and he's making it clear that things will never be the same again. The onlookers, both employees and a few lingering customers, watch in awe, realizing that they've just witnessed something far more significant than a routine business transaction. As he wraps up his statement, the black man offers one final thought. He doesn't seek revenge, nor does he demand anything more than what's fair. But he makes it clear that the world is changing, and anyone who fails to adapt will be left behind. With that, He walks out of the store, leaving behind a stunned silence. The staff is left to reflect on the events that have just unfolded, realizing that the man they had underestimated and humiliated was far more powerful than they could have ever imagined. The aftermath of the confrontation lingers in the air long after the black man exits the store. Inside, the employees are left with an uneasy feeling, processing everything that just occurred. The manager, visibly shaken, gathers his remaining staff for an impromptu meeting. He knows they must act fast, but the weight of the moment makes it difficult to find the right words. He stammers through an attempt at damage control, but it's clear that everyone in the room is thinking about more than just their jobs now. Outside, the black man walks with his head held high. Despite the humiliation he endured, today marks the beginning of a significant shift. As he moves through the busy streets, passers-by who had witnessed the scene earlier whisper among themselves. Word is starting to spread about what happened in the store. Some are in disbelief, while others feel a sense of justice, realizing that this man, once wrongly accused, is now in control of the very place where he was treated so poorly. As the man walks away from the store, his phone buzzes. It's his lawyer, updating him on the next steps in securing his full control of the company. The process had been in motion for some time, but the events of the previous day only solidified his resolve to make significant changes. The man listens, nodding in agreement, his mind already racing ahead to the future. This is more than just business. It's personal now. He's determined to make sure that no one else will experience the same treatment. Back at the store, the manager and remaining staff try to resume business as usual, but the energy is different. The customers who had witnessed the previous day's incident are spreading the word online, and the store's reputation is beginning to take a hit. Social media posts criticizing the security guard's actions are starting to circulate, with videos of the confrontation gaining traction. People are outraged by the injustice, and the store is facing a public relations nightmare. As the day goes on, the store's corporate office begins receiving calls from journalists, activists, and concerned citizens. They demand answers, questioning how such blatant racism could occur in such an upscale establishment. The pressure mounts, and soon corporate executives are forced to issue statements, distancing themselves from the incident. But the damage is done. The man, watching from a distance, sees the growing backlash online. It's not about revenge, but about accountability. The store's reputation is being dismantled, piece by piece, just as he had been torn down the day before. He knows that real change will come not just from firing a few guards or issuing an apology, but from a complete cultural shift within the company. As he reflects on the situation, he decides to take an even bolder step. Rather than just reshaping one store, he plans to implement these changes across the entire chain, ensuring that no one else suffers from the same discriminatory treatment. In the days following the confrontation, the store is enveloped in a whirlwind of media coverage and public scrutiny. The black man, now firmly in control of the company, initiates a series of strategic meetings with his legal team and public relations experts. They discuss the best ways to manage the fallout and ensure that the store's policies align with the new vision of inclusivity and respect. The black man decides that the first step is to publicly address the situation. He schedules a press conference, inviting media outlets, community leaders, and advocates to hear directly from him. As the date approaches, anticipation builds. The media coverage has been relentless, with news outlets reporting on the incident and the ongoing repercussions for the store. The man prepares his statement carefully, knowing that it will set the tone for his leadership and the future of the company. On the day of the press conference, the store is packed with reporters and cameras. The black man steps up to the podium, his demeanor calm but resolute. He begins by recounting the events of the previous day, describing in detail the humiliation he faced and the systemic prejudice that fueled it. His words are powerful, and he speaks not only from personal experience, but from a place of deep understanding of broader societal issues. He then outlines his vision for the company's future. His plan includes mandatory diversity and sensitivity training for all employees, a complete overhaul of the store's security policies, and the establishment of a community outreach program aimed at supporting underrepresented groups. He makes it clear that these changes are not optional. They are essential for moving forward. The press listens intently, and the response is overwhelmingly positive. Many reporters praise the man's courage and commitment to justice. As the press conference concludes, the black man is met with a wave of support. Community leaders and activists express their gratitude for his actions and offer their assistance in implementing the new policies. The store's social media platforms are flooded with messages of support from customers who appreciate the man's stance on social justice. Meanwhile, the former security guards, who had been dismissed, struggle to find new employment. The impact of their actions has not only affected their immediate job prospects, but also their reputations. They face backlash from the community and difficulty finding new opportunities. The store's reputation, however, begins to recover as customers see the genuine efforts being made to rectify past mistakes. The black man continues to oversee the implementation of the new policies. He personally meets with employees to discuss the changes and gather feedback. He is hands-on, ensuring that the transformation is thorough and meaningful. His presence is a reminder of the accountability he demanded and the commitment to creating a fair environment. As weeks pass, the store begins to regain its footing. The new policies are embraced by most employees, and customer feedback reflects a positive shift in the store's atmosphere. The man's leadership has turned a negative experience into a powerful catalyst for change, demonstrating that true leadership involves not only addressing wrongs, but also setting an example for others to follow. The black man's efforts extend beyond the store, influencing other businesses in the industry to reevaluate their own practices. His story becomes a symbol of resilience and the power of standing up against injustice. He continues to advocate for social change, using his platform to inspire others and drive progress. As the transformation of the store unfolds, the black man's efforts start to gain recognition beyond just the local community. Media outlets continue to cover the story, highlighting the positive changes being made and the impact of his leadership. Articles and interviews portray him as a champion of social justice, and his story resonates with a broader audience. The black man is invited to speak at various conferences and panels about his experience and the changes he's implemented. He uses these platforms to discuss the importance of diversity, equity, and inclusion in all aspects of business. His speeches are met with standing ovations, and he becomes a sought-after voice in conversations about corporate responsibility and social justice. Despite the progress, not everyone is pleased with the changes. Some former employees and industry insiders criticize the black man's approach, arguing that his actions have gone too far or that the focus on diversity is misguided. These criticisms are a testament to the entrenched resistance to change that often accompanies efforts to address systemic issues. The man, however, remains steadfast in his commitment. He understands that transformation often comes with opposition, and he remains focused on his goals. To further solidify his vision, the black man launches a series of community outreach initiatives. These programs aim to support marginalized groups, provide scholarships for underprivileged youth, and promote local businesses owned by people of color. His goal is to create a ripple effect of positive change, extending the impact of his leadership beyond the store and into the community. These initiatives are met with enthusiasm and support from both the public and local organizations. The store, now a model of inclusivity, begins to attract a diverse customer base. Shoppers who had been hesitant to return are now coming back, drawn by the store's commitment to fairness and respect. The atmosphere within the store has transformed, with employees embracing the new policies and customers feeling valued and welcomed. The black man's vision is being realized, and the store is becoming a beacon of positive change in the retail industry. As the year progresses, the black man's influence continues to grow. He starts working with other businesses and organizations to help them implement similar changes. His approach to leadership and social justice becomes a case study for companies looking to improve their own practices. He is invited to write a book about his experience, detailing the challenges he faced and the lessons he learned along the way. The book becomes a bestseller, further cementing his role as a thought leader in the realm of corporate social responsibility. It provides practical advice for other business leaders looking to make a difference and serves as a powerful reminder of the impact that one person can have when they stand up for what is right. As the story of his journey spreads, the Black man remains focused on his mission. He continues to advocate for change, using his platform to inspire others and drive progress. His efforts have not only transformed a single store, but have sparked a broader movement towards fairness and inclusion in the business world. The legacy of his leadership is a testament to the power of resilience and the importance of standing up against injustice. Months after the initial incident, the Black man's efforts continue to yield significant results. The store's transformation is widely recognized as a success, and it becomes a case study in effective diversity and inclusion practices. The media coverage remains positive, with numerous outlets highlighting the store as a model for others to follow. One day, the Black man receives a letter from a well-known civil rights organization, inviting him to receive an award for his contributions to social justice. The honor is a testament to his dedication and the positive impact of his work. At the award ceremony, he is praised not only for the changes he made within his store, but also for his broader influence on the industry. The event garners media attention and reinforces the store's reputation as a leader in corporate responsibility. During the ceremony, the Black man has the opportunity to reconnect with some of the community leaders and activists who supported him from the beginning. These connections help him forge new partnerships and collaborate on additional initiatives aimed at addressing social inequality. He uses his newfound platform to advocate for systemic change on a larger scale, working with lawmakers and organizations to push for legislation that promotes equity and inclusion. Back at the store, the changes are firmly in place, and the new policies have become part of the store's culture. Employees are actively engaging in ongoing training sessions, and the store's management is committed to maintaining the standards that have been set. Customer feedback reflects a high level of satisfaction, and the store's reputation continues to improve. The Black man also takes a personal interest in mentoring young professionals from underrepresented backgrounds. He establishes a mentorship program, providing guidance and support to aspiring leaders who face similar challenges. The program quickly becomes a success, with many of its participants going on to achieve significant accomplishments in their careers. The man's mentorship program serves as a reminder of his commitment to not only transforming his own business, but also making a positive impact on the next generation of leaders. As the store's success story continues to spread, other businesses begin to take notice. Many reach out to the Black man for advice and assistance in implementing their own diversity and inclusion initiatives. He becomes a sought-after consultant, helping companies across various industries improve their practices and create more equitable environments. One day, the Black man receives an unexpected visit from a former employee who had been critical of the changes. The former employee, now working for a different company, expresses regret for their earlier stance and acknowledges the positive impact of the Black man's leadership. The encounter serves as a poignant reminder of the far-reaching effects of his work and the importance of perseverance in the face of opposition. As the year draws to a close, the Black man reflects on the journey he has undertaken. What began as a personal challenge has evolved into a movement for change, influencing both his own industry and the broader business community. The store, once a symbol of injustice, is now a beacon of progress and inclusion. The Black man's legacy is a testament to the power of resilience, leadership, and the unwavering commitment to making a difference in the world. As time passes, the Black man's influence grows even further, marking a period of significant achievements and challenges. His commitment to change not only reshapes his own store, but also catalyzes broader industry-wide transformations. One significant development is the establishment of an annual Diversity and Inclusion Summit, organized by the Black man and his team. The summit attracts leaders from various sectors, including business, education, and government. The event focuses on sharing best practices, discussing challenges, and setting new standards for equity and inclusion. The summit quickly becomes a prestigious event, drawing attention from national and international media. The black man's keynote address highlights the importance of creating environments where everyone feels respected and valued, further solidifying his role as a thought leader. Meanwhile, the black man's store continues to thrive. Customer satisfaction remains high, and the store's reputation as a leader in inclusivity becomes well established. To celebrate the store's success and to reinforce its commitment to positive change, the black man organizes a community event. The event features local artists, musicians, and vendors, showcasing the vibrant culture of the community. It also serves as a fundraiser for local charities focused on supporting marginalized groups. The event is a resounding success, further strengthening the store's bond with the community. Despite these successes, the black man faces ongoing challenges. Some competitors attempt to undermine his efforts by questioning the authenticity of his commitment to diversity. They argue that the changes are merely a public relations move. The black man responds by doubling down on his initiatives, publicly sharing the measurable impact of his policies, and continuing to advocate for systemic change. He participates in interviews and panel discussions, using these platforms to defend his work and address any criticisms. In parallel, the black man starts to explore opportunities to expand his influence beyond the retail sector. He partners with educational institutions to develop programs aimed at increasing diversity in fields such as business and technology. These programs provide scholarships, internships, and mentorship opportunities for students from underrepresented backgrounds. The initiative receives praise from educators and industry professionals, and it begins to produce promising results. Additionally, the Black Man's Mentorship program flourishes. Participants achieve significant milestones in their careers, and many return to support the program by mentoring the next generation of aspiring leaders. The program becomes a model for similar initiatives in other cities and industries, demonstrating the lasting impact of his work. One of the most rewarding moments comes when a former security guard who had been involved in the initial incident reaches out to apologize. The guard expresses genuine remorse and shares how the experience led them to reevaluate their own beliefs and behaviors. The Black man, in a gesture of forgiveness, agrees to meet with the guard. Their conversation is heartfelt and constructive, highlighting the potential for personal growth and change. As the Black man looks back on his journey, he reflects on the challenges he has overcome and the progress he has made. The store, once a symbol of injustice, is now a beacon of inclusivity and respect. His leadership has not only transformed a single business, but has also inspired a movement towards broader social change. The Black man remains committed to his mission, knowing that the work is far from finished. He continues to advocate for fairness, support emerging leaders, and drive progress, determined to make a lasting difference in the world. The Black man's journey reaches a pivotal moment as he embarks on a new chapter of his mission to drive systemic change. Having successfully transformed his store and influenced industry standards, he now focuses on amplifying his impact through strategic partnerships and innovative initiatives. One of the major projects he undertakes is the creation of a nonprofit organization dedicated to fostering entrepreneurship among underrepresented groups. The organization aims to provide resources, mentorship, and funding to aspiring business owners who face barriers due to systemic inequalities. The Black man assembles a diverse board of directors, including successful entrepreneurs, community leaders, and experts in social justice. The launch event for the nonprofit garners widespread attention, and the Black man's vision is met with enthusiastic support from both the business community and the public. As the nonprofit gets off the ground, it begins to make significant strides. The organization hosts workshops and networking events, connecting emerging entrepreneurs with industry professionals who can offer guidance and support. Additionally, it sets up a grant program to provide financial assistance to startups. The success stories that emerge from these initiatives, businesses founded by individuals who previously faced significant obstacles, serve as powerful testimonials to the effectiveness of the nonprofit's efforts. The Black man also continues to leverage his platform to address broader societal issues. He collaborates with educational institutions to promote diversity in leadership programs and advocates for policy changes at the local and national levels. His work with lawmakers leads to the introduction of new legislation aimed at increasing transparency in hiring practices and supporting minority-owned businesses. Despite the progress, the Black man faces new challenges as he scales his efforts. Managing multiple initiatives and maintaining the quality of his programs requires a delicate balance. He hires a dedicated team to handle the day-to-day operations of the nonprofit, ensuring that his vision remains at the forefront of their work. Regular meetings and strategy sessions help him stay connected to the organization's mission and make informed decisions. The Black man's influence continues to expand as he partners with influential media outlets to produce a documentary series highlighting the stories of individuals who have benefited from his initiatives. The series provides an intimate look at the journeys of the entrepreneurs, showcasing their struggles and successes. The documentary garners critical acclaim and reaches a global audience, further amplifying the Black man's message and inspiring others to take action in their own communities. Additionally, he starts to explore opportunities for international outreach. By connecting with global organizations and participating in international conferences, he begins to share his experiences and insights on a larger stage. His work resonates with audiences around the world, leading to collaborations with organizations focused on similar issues in different countries. The culmination of his efforts is a major milestone event, the opening of a flagship entrepreneurship center. The center serves as a hub for innovation and support, offering resources, networking opportunities, and training for entrepreneurs. The grand opening is a celebratory occasion, attended by supporters, community members, and dignitaries. The center symbolizes the Black man's commitment to creating lasting change and providing opportunities for future generations. As he reflects on his journey, the Black man feels a deep sense of fulfillment. The challenges he faced and the victories he achieved have shaped him into a powerful advocate for social justice and equity. His work has transformed not only his own life, but also the lives of countless others. With a legacy of positive change and a vision for a more inclusive future, the Black man continues to inspire and lead, knowing that the impact of his efforts will be felt for years to come.